Well, hi guys, hopefully this finds you very well. My name's Paul, this is Plan Zed, and welcome to this little session. If you're as curious as I am, today's my first day, or really, if I'm honest with you, it's day 2 of having ToneX in the send returns of my GT1000. I spent yesterday trying to understand what would be the best way of balancing the inputs and send returns and outputs and EQs and all of that nonsense. And then I spent a bit of time just on the first bank, just kind of trying to level things, because when you crack open a ToneX pedal, you need to level your amps. They're all at different volumes, so you're going to need to go through and do that. And I've been exploring things. So we're going to start out. What I've done, if you've been following the GT1000 sessions and subscribing to that, thank you very much for your support and curiosity. I've been waiting for this, been a couple of weeks now, hasn't it? Everyone's been looking at them. I finally got my hands on one. So I sold the V4 Sheriff and sticking this into the send returns of GT1000. To make life simple for myself, if you remember in the early videos I spoke to you about templates. So all I've done is take the bank of 5 templates I've got and I just picked the twin one. So I've copied that somewhere in my GT1000 in bank in 31, put an X in front of it, and now I've got ToneX in the send returns. Now we're going to go into separate settings videos into this. I'm going to cover the settings now in this video of how I'm set up now, because I want to talk to you about a few things I've discovered along the way. But we're starting out on the UK 800. We'll use their names. I quite like, can't remember his name now, the German guy, crazy guy, bald head, glasses, great videos. Yeah, I like the idea that we're not naming them what they are. But I'm on the Les Paul and we're on the neck pickup. I've got neck pickup pulled back, and I like the Les Paul because I can just switch my pickups. And now I'm on the back pickup. Got that pickup on about 9. I've got a Les Paul standard 50s. Okay, that sounds quite good. I like that. Let's go both pickups. Let's bring up that gain pot on the neck. The reverb's coming from ToneX. Now I've got different patches. They should all sound. Oh, something sounds different there. What have I done? Gonna have to explore this with you. I might have. Oh, that sounded louder. Right, so I'm gonna start talking you through how we're set up. We're gonna hear some patches. I want to try and figure out what my difference is there. I'm gonna come out of that patch. I'm gonna go to patch 1. Was it just my imagination? Yeah, they sound the same, don't they? Okay, so they sound the same. So, coming into patch 1, we've got the send return. I'm using my send return 1. I've got the stereo link off. I'm set to normal, and ToneX wants to receive instrument level. So 100 on the send level is instrument level as I understand it, okay? So I'm sending out at level 100, coming into the input of ToneX. ToneX comes out of the left output, which is a mono output. We've got 2 outputs. It's a dual mono. It's not really stereo. It's a dual mono, I think. So you can connect it to stereo pedals to get your stereo. But I'm running mono because I want to run GT1000 amps with 2 notes on it in the other divide and send return, okay? And then try and dial them in. Yeah, we'll see how we get on. That'll be for other videos. Now, but staying focused here, we're coming out of there at line level, back into GT1000. So here we don't have a switch like you do in the Line6 gear where you go, is it line level or is it instrument level? Here we've got to guesstimate it because we get given a level. So here I've ended up at 75, which is interesting because it's the same story with ToneX Cab M, but I ended up at a level of 50 on there. But I did notice that it picks up both microphones from here, so it's probably receiving more signal, which is why it's probably hotter. Okay, so it's probably quite a good idea that we have this kind of separate way of doing things, because it does seem that although it doesn't mention it in the manual, I don't think so, the send returns are balanced in GT1000, otherwise it wouldn't pick up both the signals, I don't think. So anyway, we're on the UK 800 at the moment, coming into GT1000 with a level of 75 on the return. Now, you've got an adjustment here, and Boss, in the wonderful world of Boss manuals, tell us that you can adjust the send return here with this knob. 0 is the minimum, 100 is the maximum. But it doesn't tell us what we're adjusting, so I've got no idea what it does, so I can't really enlighten you on there. Boss, you kind of tell us stuff without really telling us anything. We've been left to figure this out for ourselves. So anyway, we'll have a look at that in another session, but I'm going to keep it on 0, which is kind of factory standard. And then there, after that, I've put an EQ block, right? So I'm going to turn that EQ block off. Turn it off again. Put it back on. Okay, so all I'm doing with this EQ block is I'm using a parametric EQ, going +1 on the low gain shelf, +1 on the high gain shelf, leaving the level at 0, then taking out 4K on a Q of 8 minus 4, doing a low cut at the moment to 100 Hertz. Now, I often like to go to 125 to leave more space for my drums and bass, so we'll see how we get on, because it's going to be a juggling between the frequencies this pushes and what I want to cut here. But I've got the high cut at 10K, so it's a low cut at 100 Hertz at the moment, high cut at 10K. Just don't want to shape too much of the tone here, but just remove a bit of the problem areas. 4K, I could take as much as I want. Let's take a bit more, see what happens. Go -6. Gonna leave it on -4 just for consistency across the patches, and if I choose to change that, I will. So I'm going to save that patch. All of these patches should be set up the same way, but they've got different reverbs, effects, and things in them in the GT1000. Now, ToneX. Let's get into it. So here, we've got control over the master output in 2 places. Let's go to the dumbbell, so we've got less on our ears for a moment. So this knob here, actually, let me explain this in a different way. These are your main control knobs. You've got gain, bass, mids, treble, and volume. But this volume, and I want to just focus on volume for a moment. When we're in mode 1, you've got two different settings for here. Across the top, you've got the settings I just told you, and across the bottom, you've got a separate set of settings. You hold in this, that goes to alternate, you get the bottom settings. I'm not going to spend too much time on telling you how to navigate things. We'll figure all that out as we go along. So let's just go back to normal here. So this is now volume, but this volume is global, okay? So if it's on 10, but if I bring it down, that's across all the patches, okay? When I change patch, it will be whatever I've set here. It's a global setting. If I want to change the level of the amp, we need to think quite carefully. You've got 2 places to do it, but you need to think about how you want to do it, dependent on the amp and the rig. So when we press this button in once, we get the secondary advanced features, okay, where I can scroll through here, noise suppression, compression, frequency, EQ, and then we got reverb. Okay, but let's just come back to the beginning, over to the left here. We've got model level. If I click into here, we've got the level here. We can see we've got the dumble on a level of 4. Say it was too loud or too quiet. Before I up the level here, what I need to do is check something else. So I've just come back 1, so we've got mode level, or model level, sorry, noise suppressions, compression. Now compression, let's have a look. Is the compressor on? Yes, the compressor is on. So let's click out of there. Let's come along here. Let's have a little look. If it's on, we'll look at the gain in a minute. We've got attack. What we want to know is where is it in the patch. So click into here and we can see it's post. Now we can put it post, or, oh God, it doesn't work with my brain. I need to go back into there. So let's go back into there. Click into it, and it's this button we use, to the same button, so we can go pre or post. Yeah, but I'm going to stay in post. So knowing that the compressor is in post, turning up the volume of the amp isn't going to be any good to me. It's just going to be hitting the compressor harder, and better to turn up the compression. So let's come across gain. If I want it louder, I'll just increase the gain here. Now I can, just to quickly check if that's a good level for me, come along one to the comp in, and let's just turn that off. And I like that with a bump of 1. So I'm just going to do that. So it's a little bit stronger level for me in my mix. Now I might review that when I start putting drives and boosts into it. But to start off with a dry signal, I think I'm going to just, I can always change it. So I'm going to save, hold down this button here, click it once, click it twice, it saved it. We're on both pickups. Let's get the pickups on about 9. Let's go clean. Now this one here, I know already it's got a compressor in there. Let's just check it's on. So the compressor is on. Let's come out of there. I know I've already adjusted the gain. So I'm just going to... Oh, God, I've done it again. I've pressed the wrong button. So actually, you know what? I might leave that compressor where it is. It was on +1. It's maybe just after that gain, it just feels a bit. No, I do. I feel like it wants a push. So what I'm going to do is I just want to check it. I'm going to turn it off. No, I can definitely feel it having an impact. So I'm going to leave it where it is. Yeah, I'm not going to faff around too much with that. Okay, so now let's get to the serious subject of pressing down this button here, going into the global settings. There's 2 really important things that I learned from a guy in Canada called Jason. Been watching his videos on the ToneX. Now, should point out to you, I mentioned about the volume over here is global. We've also got global control here on the main volume, and in there I've got this bump to +3. Now bump to the +3, the unit comes as 0. Let's put it on 0. Come out of here and go to the input trim. Unit comes with the input trim on 0. Let's put the input trim on 0. Try not knocking any of the other buttons. Okay, so with the settings we've got, let's come out of there for a moment. Just going to pull back my gain pots a bit. Just bring them up again. We're on the both pickup position. Go go to the neck. And that, to me, when I first turned it on, I wasn't sure if that's how it was intended or if actually it's oversaturated. See here, I would want to lower the volumes that I've increased on the compression. Okay, but now if we go back into those settings, what I learned from Jason is when people are making captures, now he does videos on making captures and then sells captures and then tells you how to dial them in and all of that stuff. And I want to use this as a modeler. So what he was saying is when he does his captures, and commonly I'm finding the feedback is to lower the input trim to get to the same input level that the capture was taken, because we're not modeling, we're capturing, aren't we? 12 to 13 is the place that he said is a place that is got it closer to sounding like his capture. So obviously there's something happening there between the input of these versus the input of your audio workstation when you're working in your DAW. Now, when I've done that, the levels come down. One of the annoying things is this will default back to the main page if you don't touch it for a little minute. And that does mean when you're trying to explain something, it takes a little minute because you've got to click back through. Now, I've just taken that trim and put it on 12, okay? What we're going to do is now bring up this main volume. Let's click into there. Remember, it's all on that one button pull. So I brought it up to 3. And that, to me, not having a point of reference, that feels like my clean, much bit dirtier, grittier before. That sounds like a bit of a gritty dumble. Those lows are lovely. And there's my 800. And there across the 3, they sounded better and more balanced. The levels don't jump around so much. So I do wonder if what Jason said there doesn't apply to everything in the ToneX model. Just turn your input down and it will be closer to how the capture was originally taken before it was loaded into the unit, because they didn't take the capture in the unit, they took it and then put it into the unit, okay? So I'm just surprised not more people have spoken about that, but I could be wrong. So if you know differently, let me know in the comments. So what we've got now is a bunch of patches where I could add verbs. Let's go. Add a bit of compression. Let's go to the dumble. Take that off, put a boost on. Take the boost off, let's go to the 800. Straight away off the bat in the room, it sounds great, I won't lie. So all I've done in these patches across the first bank is adjust the low end. The presence, the depth, things like that I haven't touched. What I did do is I bumped the mids on the 800. So I took the lows down to 43 and bumped the mids up to 70 from 50. Okay, but let's go to the next patch now where I've not done as much work on it. Actually, before we do that, there's what I do know. So that's one of the UK 800s, yeah? But if we go up a couple of banks, there's another one. Let's come down a bank. we get a plexi. Now I've not touched this. Whoa. Nice. What we got here? 50, 50. Okay, 5150. Okay. Now, I've touched these patches, but I can't remember what I did with them, and I need to kind of dial them in. I just kind of leveled them, really. There's my plexi. What we got here? Yeah, so this feels like it could come up. Maybe not. Maybe a touch. So I'm just going to come into here. Let's have a look. Is that compressor? Do I want a compression? Let's turn it on. Level went down. Going to come out, have a little look at what's going on with the compression. Gain's down -6. Let's pull this up. Let's just have that on 0 for a moment. Let's have a look at the attack. Yeah, that's okay. And let's, now we're pre there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that after the amp and have that set, come out of there, leave my attack where it is for the moment, but just bump the gain by 1, come out of there, come in here, turn this off. What I might do is just save that patch like that for a moment. Let's add my compressor at the beginning. Let's add a bit more verb to that. Let's add the pitch shifting again. And I'm just using the pitch shifting to give us some stereo width. Nice. So let's turn those off. Let's have a little look at the settings here. What's going on? Have I adjusted anything? So I'm going to turn, let's have a look at the bass first. Now, as soon as I touch this knob, this will go orange, okay? So let's just pull this down, and when it goes green again is where I've got it set. And it was set at 45. So what I'm going to do now is just going to check my volumes on 10, make sure that knob hasn't been moved. That's quite annoying that that happens. I'm going to change the mode now. And what I want to do is now look at the presence and depth here. So when I turn the knob, it's going to go up to 10, but actually where the presence is set will go green when I find it, which I think will be 50. Let's go back to it. It went green, look. So that shows me if I've knocked the knob and wasn't intending to knock it at some point, you know, reaching around the back or what have you, you know, you can click out, go back, or if you're in the middle of an edit or what have you, you can check it will go back to where it is. So let's, this is depth. Let's just pull the depth back. Let's say by 5 for a moment. Let's pull the presence up. Just by 5. I feel like that's brought it back to life. What I'm going to do is just come out of that patch. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to pull the depth back to 45. Just pull it up by 5, just subtle. I'm going to leave that there for a moment. I'm going to save that little change. Okay, so I'm going to start going through these patches and having a little look. So let's have a little scroll through. Now, I've touched other patches, but I haven't been touching depth and presence, okay? This is the other 800. This is a twin. Let's just see if there's a compressor on. There is. Let's see if it's pre or post. It is post. Let's come to the attack. Where are we? Gonna leave that on 10. Let's go into the gain. Oh, pressed the wrong freaking button. Just gonna bump that by 1. Just gonna come out of there. Just gonna check. Turn it off. Good, yeah, I prefer that. So just very subtle moves. We don't need much. Gonna save that. Let's see if this 800 will benefit from a little bit of a cut in depth. So from, was it on 50? Yeah, so bring it back to 55. Going to take the presence. Just check it was on. Where was the presence? Let's just, maybe scrolling to, I don't want to spend too much time looking for it. I'm just going to put it on 55. I might not do it because I've already done the edit on that one, isn't it? Straight away, that sounds better to me, so I'm just gonna save that. Gonna go back down to this 800 here. Make the same adjustment. So I'm gonna bring this to 45. Gonna take the presence, bring that up. And definitely the high gain ones are going to benefit from that kind of an action. Let's see what other things we can have a little listen to. So we've got Plexi, we've got the SLO, the Twin, we've got Diesel. Even gave it a little finger tap for you. I'm not a metal player, although I do love metal. I say love metal, cut my teeth on Kill 'Em All. But some of you went to Excel spreadsheets and do all that madness scientific. Okay, so we've got a Plexi here. Is this another one? Or is this the one no, this is the one I already touched, isn't it? UK30. That's got to be a Vox, isn't it? UK30, AC30. Let's just bring this depth back. Pump that presence up. Oh, do you know what I want to know? I want to know where that presence was set. So let's. Was it set at 50? No. So the presence, I'm just going to click through slowly until that light changes colour. I want to know if this is working like a tone. It's probably not, is it? 78 is where it was at. Gonna go into here, see if the comp's on, the compression's off. So I'm gonna leave that off for a moment because I kind of want it as it's intended. So I'm gonna come into here now. Yeah, let's get this volume up a bit. Yeah, I like that. You might not like my playing, but I like the tone. So I might have bumped that too much. Okay, so here would want to spend time leveling that. We've got another Vox there, look. And a Deluxe. Pickup's full. Just going to see if they put a compressor on here. So the compressor's off. So I'd want to bring up. I shouldn't have just clicked out of there. I should have just gone straight to here. So I just want to bring up this level a bit. Bring it up a touch more. Just going to save that level for a minute. And so the video's not, it's already probably way too long. I can't see the screen to see how long it's been. Let's just haven't touched any of these. If you get one of these, I think it was this patch, I think I have leveled this patch. I went through, had a little listen like yesterday, and this one clipped. It was very, very loud. And it was then that I kind of started addressing the input clip and the master level. And are you with me? Let's keep going through. Oh yeah, that's brilliant. Let's take the compression off. That's fantastic. Going to quickly go through some because I know you're curious. I can sit here afterwards and do this, but Bassman, really got the low end, feels really good. Feels really woolly down there. Remember, I haven't paid any of these any attention yet. I'm just scrolling through as they come as factory. That's going to be a tube screamer into one of the 800s. Going to want to tweak that like the other 800s. What's that? Sounds great. I'm gonna really enjoy exploring this unit. Remember, all of these will need to be leveled. Why did they put the thrash one next to this, whatever the 57 band is? Do you know what I mean? It's not relevant. Where's the diesel? Where's the other rectifiers or whatever? Jazzy. It's like the patches when you go through it don't make any sense how they put it together. You need to connect it to the internet and organize it. But I'm not going to do that. Going to do it all in the pedal. Nightmare. That's lovely. So what we're going to do is dive into more sounds. We'll do that in another video. I just want to hear, oh, there's another 30 there. Just want to hear, there was something around the 20s, I think, if I remember right. More Dumbles. I think it was Eddie. Oh, no. You know what? It was on a PMT video. So we've got a lower gain stage plexi. Right, I'm going to end that video there because it will go on for ages and ages, and you've probably only watched the first 30 seconds. I'll catch you later. Hopefully you found that interesting and the first part informative. Catch you later. Bye.